impromptu championship match. Ronda Rousey's just beaten a wall.
Charlotte Flair reacts following massive WWE title change. After a huge title change on WWE Raw, the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble winner, Charlotte Flair, reacted online. Flair was one of many who tuned in on Netflix to watch a couple of stars get crowned champions. In the main event of this week's Monday Night Raw, Bianca Belair and Naomi defended the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. With some help from Dominic Mysterio, Morgan and Rodriguez made history by becoming three-time tag team champs. The match had it all from loud chants to big moves to false finishes and an intense finish, not just stealing the show, but putting on one. Charlotte Flair reshared the match graphic on X, formerly known as Twitter, while dropping a couple of emojis to applaud the four superstars involved. Charlotte Flair was simply enjoying the show as she waits for WrestleMania 41. She is set to challenge Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. Unlike her challenger, Stratton will be busy on the road to WrestleMania when she teams up with Trish Stratus to take on Nia Jax and Candice LeRae at Elimination Chamber. Toronto. Natalya looking forward to Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton. Speaking to the Toronto Sun ahead of Elimination Chamber, Natalya discussed the WrestleMania 41 match between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton. The Queen of Hearts is excited to see it in Las Vegas, pointing out how good Stratton has been since joining the main roster while also praising Flair's greatness. I'm excited to see Charlotte give Tiffany what I think could be one of the matches of Tiffany's career. I think that Charlotte is going to give Tiffany a run for her money. She's going to remind Tiffany of who she is, but I also think that Tiffany is going to bring something great out in Charlotte. I think they have similarities, they have differences, but they have similarities even in their moveset. So I think with that being said, I think it's going to be an awesome match, Natalya said. Charlotte has experience on her side against Stratton, who is just entering her third year as a professional wrestler. Nevertheless, the current WWE Women's Champion has already proven that she can compete with the Queen. Charlotte Flair, Sheamus, Adam Pearce, and others react after Shinsuke Nakamura shares tragic personal update. Shinsuke Nakamura shared tragic news on his social media, following which the entire wrestling world is in mourning. Several stars, such as Charlotte Flair and Sheamus, among others, reacted to the news. Nakamura shared a sad update about his friend and mentor, Osam Nishimura, on his post. He revealed that at the age of 53, the star had passed away. He revealed that the Japanese wrestler had been a mentor to him when he was younger, and he had taught him how to behave, drink, and live his life. Rest in peace, Osamu Nishimura. You were as kind as an older brother and taught me so many things. He really helped me when I was younger. I learned how to behave, drink, live, and sing about life from Nishimura. Hanging hand. Several WWE stars responded to the news and showed their love and prayers for the departed star, and also showed their love to Nakamura. Charlotte Flair sent a message on X/Twitter with the hands and prayer emoji. Others also commented or reacted to Nakamura's post on social media, showing their love. The star had been suffering from cancer. He was first been diagnosed with cancer in 1998, but was free of the disease by 2000. Unfortunately, in March 2024, he was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. Since then, he had been battling the disease once again. Charlotte Flair hands out new nickname ahead of WWE RAW. Charlotte Flair gave out a new nickname ahead of tonight's edition of WWE Raw. Tonight will be the final episode of the Red Brand before Elimination Chamber 2025 and will air live from Heritage Bank Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. The veteran missed over a year of action due to a major injury, but returned during the Women's Royal Rumble match. Ahead of tonight's edition of Raw, makeup artist Brian Valentine shared a video of Flair's look from this past Friday's edition of SmackDown. The Women's Royal Rumble winner responded to Valentine's video and gave him a new nickname, as seen in the image below. Charlotte Flair won the Women's Royal Rumble match and will be challenging Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania 41. Ahead of her title defense at the Show of Shows, Stratton will be teaming up with Trish Stratus to battle Nia Jax and Candice LeRae in a tag team match this Saturday at Elimination Chamber 2025. Vince Russo criticizes Charlotte Flair's return to WWE. Former WWE writer Vince Russo is not happy with how Charlotte Flair has been booked since her return to the promotion. Speaking on a recent edition of Sports Skeeter Wrestling's Legion of Raw show, Russo praised Flair for what she went through to make it back to the ring after suffering a devastating. Charlotte Flair broke a long-standing WWE tradition to show she's a perfect natural heel. Charlotte Flair triumphantly returned to wrestling at the WWE Royal Rumble Premium Live event, competing in her first match in over a year after a serious knee injury. She was pre-announced for the match, so it wasn't a surprise moment, but in typical Flair fashion, she made sure everyone left the show talking about her. That's because the Queen returned with a bang, winning the Women's Royal Rumble and booking her place at WWE WrestleMania 41. However, after a brief moment in the sun as a babyface, fans brought her crashing back down to earth with a bang by booing her out of the building the following night, proving her quality as a heel by going against a classic wrestling tradition. Typically, in wrestling, whenever someone returns from a serious injury, they're welcomed back with a babyface run because fans are just happy to see them. Considering the length of time that Charlotte was sidelined for, coupled with her general star power, most people presumed that would be the case here. Charlotte Flair didn't get the welcome back babyface run. Flair got a good reception in the Royal Rumble match itself, and that seemed to set things up positively for a babyface run. However, the next night on WWE Raw, fans hated her again, and it was if no time had passed from her previous run in WWE, despite the fact she was cutting a genuinely babyface promo about the adversities she's dealt with and the problems she's had to overcome. Fans just seem to have zero sympathy for Flair. It's a unique situation for someone to be in, but it does prove that she's a genuinely fantastic heel. And that's not easy to find when someone is also a terrific in-ring talent like she is. That WWE consistently makes booking mistakes with Charlotte Flair. Big reason fans immediately turned on Charlotte Flair after her return is that there appears to be nothing new with her character or in how WWE is booking her. From the moment she arrived on the main roster, WWE has forced her into main event positions, racking up title wins to seemingly catch her father's record as quickly as possible. None of that aligns with a babyface, so people prefer to cheer the likes of Bayley or Becky Lynch. Fans like to see someone scrap and earn their opportunities, and returning from a serious injury like Flair did provide WWE the chance to tell that story with Flair, having her narrowly miss out and be forced to scrap for everything. However, WWE just had her waltz back and immediately won the Royal Rumble. That's the same type of booking the company has always done. Unfortunately, at this stage, audiences are genuinely tied to it. Flair might be an incredible professional wrestler, but she has become stagnant, and that's a problem for her character. The fact that fans wasted no time telling WWE exactly that isn't a positive sign either. There are certain wrestlers who fans cannot imagine as a heel, such as Rey Mysterio, but Charlotte Flair falls into the opposite category. While she's been a babyface in the past, it is a role that's never quite suited her and has never felt truly organic or natural when it has been attempted. Charlotte Flair is unlikely to ever work as a babyface. A big reason for that is her overall presentation. While some fans can get cheered for claiming they're the best in the world, such as CM Punk, Flair cannot. Seeing her walk out in huge robes or wearing designer gear for promos all push a classic heel character, and her often arrogant persona only supports that Flair is a genuinely brilliant heel who always gets a massive reaction from the fans, which is crucial for anyone in this role. WWE doesn't have many of these at the top level, and that's why the company might just consider never changing her at this point. The path forward for Charlotte can already be seen, as she is now fully leaning into her heel gimmick, as was shown on last week's SmackDown during her promo with Tiffany Stratton. There's no